السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. وبعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الحديث حديث محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار ثم أما بعد. This talk primarily is for people who've been educated by westernized teachers, whether they're Muslim or non-Muslim. You can be Muslim and you can be westernized. What does it mean you've been westernized? We're not talking about your clothes. Jeans are fine in Islam. Prophet used to wear trousers, no problem. Not talking about clothes or anything. We're talking about the person's beliefs and the person's thoughts. So, this is the difference between a Muslim and a westernized person. The Muslim believes in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as he believes in Isa, as he believes in Musa and every other prophet, even we don't know all their names. Does anybody know how many prophets have been sent? Approximately the total of prophets that were sent to humanity from the time that Adam was created until the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Does anybody know?
250,000.
And there's dalil for it as well.
It was set 24,000.
How many?
24,000.
240,000.
The brother here's the one that I was looking for. There's an authentic Sahih hadith, which isnad is very strong. And the Prophet said that Allah has sent over 124,000 prophets and over 313 messengers to the human beings, the descendants of Adam, Bani Adam. We don't know all the names. We don't know all the names. Allah has only mentioned a few in the Qur'an. Is the Qur'an Wikipedia? Is Qur'an Wikipedia? Is Qur'an encyclopedia? Is it a school textbook? Is it A to Z of London Qur'an? Because people have funny ideas. Very strange ideas. They will say, if it's not in the Qur'an, we can't believe in it. Well, dinosaurs, is dinosaurs mentioned in Qur'an? I believe in dinosaurs. Why do we believe in dinosaurs? Anybody? This is the perfect answer I was looking for. Evidence. Physical evidence. We have the bones of the dinosaurs. We have even some of the flesh preserved, and the wool, even of the woolly mammoth, is still preserved. Because they found the mammoth where all its internal organs were still preserved in the ice. So we believe in something when we have the physical evidence. The Qur'an, Allah says it's a tibyan, a guidance to all things, kulli shay, everything. Everything what? Everything science, everything mathematics. Does Allah mention algebra in the Qur'an? No. Even though you need a degree in algebra to work out ilm al-fara'id, if somebody dies. It's a very complicated science. Many scholars make a mistake in ulum al-fara'id, especially with the grandfathers. If somebody dies without sons, does he go to this one, the grandson or the grandfather? They make a lot of mistakes. There's a book, At-Tamheed, by a big Andalusian Spanish scholar. Some of the best scholars of Islam came from Spain. The best of the best. You know, people that would make Imams like Abu Hanifa look small. And Imam Abu Hanifa was a mountain of knowledge, you know. But they would make Shafi or Imam Abu Hanifa pale in comparison. You think, wow, if this is Abu Hanifa, how great is this guy? One of these noble, massive, huge Imams, Mujaddideen of the Ummah. And he was a science on Hanafi madhab, science. He was the expert on Shafi'i madhab, expert on Maliki madhab. Refuted a lot of nonsense that was common amongst the thought at that time in the Maliki madhab, he was Imam al-Mujaddid in his time, was Abu Anas ibn Abdul Barr al-Andalusi. I think he was a direct student of Ibn Hazm, but he wasn't a Zahiri. He rejected this issue. He was Al-Sunnah wal-Jama'ah. But in his book Tamheed, which is, how many volumes big, you need a wheelbarrow to bring that book. It's not one volume. When we say book, people think of the Kuffar version of book. Kuffar, they write one volume, you're lucky. Usually paperback, right? When in Islam we have a book, it's 30 volumes, 40 volumes, 50 volumes. So when I say book, I'm not talking one easy, can read it on the tube going to work. No, we're talking about 30, 40 volumes, dealing with very complex and intricate sciences. Ibn Abdul Barr, while we mentioned these huge mountains of scholars, he mentioned so many scholars made this mistake in this ilm al-fara'id. One simple science, which is a mathematical science of inheritance when somebody dies, where should the money go? But he explained it beautifully and clearly and mentioned some of the mistakes with beautiful manners as well. He didn't insult people, he's a child, he's a fool, he's stupid. No. He said this was mountain of knowledge, but in this issue he was wrong. In this issue he made a little bit mistake. Nice and polite. Why we mention this is because the most important thing for the Muslim is evidence. If you go into a Carphone warehouse, or Tesco mobile shop, does the phone they give you, does it automatically come with Islamic software? Yes or no?
No.
Is it included automatically on the phone, Islamic software? Yes or no?
No.
No. You'd be surprised, right? Human beings, when we're born, are we automatically have built-in software for Qur'an and Hadith knowledge? Yes or no?
No.
Baby's born, he knows Qur'an already. Don't need to teach it anything. Knows all the Hadith. Knows all the fiqh. Are we born like this? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Again, in a very authentic hadith, the Prophet said, one alim, and an alim doesn't just mean an imam like Abu Hanifa or Shafi, it just means anybody who has knowledge of a certain thing. So if you know about cars, you're alim of handasiyah, you're alim of engineering. Could be civil engineering, electrical engineering, whatever. You know that you're alim of that, right? Someone's a doctor, he's an alim of tib, he's the one who's got knowledge of the medicine. You understand? The Prophet, when he said alim, he is talking about ilm of the deen. Right? He's talking about the knowledge of the deen. The Prophet said in authentic hadith, one alim, one person who has knowledge of his religion, is more dangerous to shaitan than 1,000 unlearned worshippers. So you have 1,000 people, they worship Allah. They don't know. If you said to them, can you explain for me Qawa'id al-Nahr, Sarf, Balagha, give me Qawa'id al-Nahr, give me one matan. They're in trouble, they don't even know Arabic. Let alone they can read the Quran and explain to you, this is Dhamir, this is Mansub, oh yes, you see, this is Taqrir, and this is, They're in trouble. They couldn't give you the Arab of the Jumlah. Impossible. They don't know the Quran. They have to rely on translations, and this is most Muslims, yes or no? 85% of the world's Muslims are Arabs or non-Arabs? Huh? Non-Arabs. If you're Pakistani or Asian or African, you have to learn. They don't speak Arabic in Somalia, they don't speak Arabic in Pakistan. You have to learn Arabic to be able to read your book. Yes or no? Most people, most Muslims. And even some of the Arabs, subhanAllah, their Arabic is so broken, it's better they start from Alif Bata, or Alif, the basic Arabic, because the Arabic is so broken, they have 4-letter G in their language, but they don't have Jim, and they don't have Qaf. So everything is gulli gulli, like a giraffe, or a goat, gulli gulli, gulli shape, and it's Yom al-Qumah, right? So they have no Jim, and no Qaf in their Arabic. So the Arabic really is maqsoor jiddan, really bad. So even they need to go back to school. My friend was Moroccan. I used to ask him when I was new Muslim, what did the Khatib say? I don't know, I speak Moroccan. I only found out that where he speaks is like a type of Hassaniya and this type of dialects. It's a little bit like Arabic, 50%. He said I could understand some words. Some of the verbs were similar and the nouns the same names. But he goes, most of the names for things are different in Arabic. They have their own names, Berber names. So even you think someone, he's not African, he's Arab, doesn't mean anything. He's from Algeria or Morocco or somewhere, maybe he doesn't know Arabic. He knows different things. So this in hadith is very important. This is really why we're here today. That knowledge